All right, guys, welcome back. We just had an incredible season, by my marks at least. Going 8-5 with Kennesaw State here in season two. Just a reminder, we're playing with a one-star team on Legend difficulty. So yeah, we're here in season two. You can see we put up some decent numbers. 8-5 with a pretty bad team. Granted, I did during our schedule customization the off season prior, we loaded it up with some one stars, but I mean, I think there was some real progress made. Even when I've done that in the past, I've never gotten up to 8 wins. So, um, obviously that was huge for, we greatly exceeded the expectations, and our AD, we're now in very good standing with. Our fan base actually took a jump from F to D. So, we played in our first bowl game, ended up getting crushed in that, but I mean, this is absolutely huge. So yeah, we got 3 coach integrity, great. Surprised we didn't get more with the season that we just put on, but anywho, I'm happy with what we got here. Okay, let's jump into the coach updates. I have a feeling we're going to lose our coordinators this year. I think they're probably going to end up taking better jobs. We gained 4 levels, though. We got up to 17, so now we can tack that on to our recruiting and training. Now 7 and an 8. That's fantastic, and we get 2 new skill badges. QB recruiter. That sounds good. Running back recruiter. That also sounds good for what we're trying to do here. O-line developer. Plus 8% increase to O-line development in the off season. Oh, that's really interesting. I think well, at least for really no matter what type of team you're fielding, whether it's balanced, pass heavy, or run heavy, O-line is the most important thing on your offense, in my opinion. You have a good player on your offensive line, or you have like a good offensive line as a whole, and your team is going to be successful. So I think, even though running back and quarterback recruiter are interesting, I think given our current scheme right now, both of these I think are equally as important. We had a 72 overall quarterback last year and got 8 wins, granted against bad teams, but I think I'm actually going to take the O-line developer badge as my first one. For my second one, D-line recruiter could be good. Pass rusher recruiter, Manderman. A lot of these are like very niche, and I'm not like super interested in that. A couple of tight end badges. I'm probably just going to take the D-line recruiter. D-line's important, really, with any scheme as well. I guess unless you're running like a 3-4, it's a little less important, but that's still about a third of your defense that you're responsible for. So cool. So now we've got athlete recruiter, which is a strange one. I think that may work across all positions, though. I think any position can be an athlete, so that helps across the board with position. It's not position specific. O-line developer, D-line recruiter. So we're gonna win in the trenches. That's the goal. Our offensive coordinator actually leveled up as well. Let's tack that onto offense, of course. No new skill badges for him though. And then defensive coordinator. Got that as well. Let's tack it on to training. He got a new skill badge too, Esteban here. All defensive players get plus 10 defensive IQ. That's interesting. Protect the end zone, plus 3 strength in goal line. Man coverage, but we're a zone defense. Plus 1 zone. Plus 2. Optionality. Defense gains plus 2 to all defensive attributes when facing RPO. Defense gains plus 2 man end zone on third downs. That's interesting. That's so they lock down. In a pass coverage down, you get a boost to pass coverage. Yeah, I think I want my badges for my coordinators to be strictly gameplay based. So I'm probably looking over these two recruiting ones because I'm gonna be, as the head coach, I'm doing the recruiting. I think I'm gonna do your job. I really like just plus 10 defensive IQ in all games. Like that's a huge attribute. Okay. There's our coach updates. Now Coach Carousel, the big moment here. We'll see if we can retain our coordinators, but they have expired contracts. Keep my options open right now. He doesn't even want to renegotiate. Yeah, I have a feeling they're both gonna take pretty big jobs at a different school, at a better school. Let's see. Wow, coach, you did an excellent job this year. I'm confident we can keep building together and have great success onwards and upwards. Upwards. Great. He's a rational AD too. That's big for us. Yeah, we'll stay at the school with our current contract. Wow. We can retain our offensive coordinator. I would really like to lock him down. Cannot be fired. They can leave for another school. All right, so that really doesn't do much for us. But 4 years at 300K for this guy. Yeah, I'd like to sign him on for as long as possible. And then Esteban Ruth wants to stay with us as well. They feel like they have more to prove, I guess, which I am all for. Yeah, I'll take this one as well. We pay them the least amount over the longest amount of time. Doesn't guarantee they'll stay, because they can still leave if they want to, but at least for the time being. Okay, and then our scheme doesn't change. So that's huge for us. We could we get to keep them on. Players leaving. So we have a few 80s there. It looks like our offensive lineman is actually staying on. Our 93 overall offensive lineman is staying on with us. Who's an all-conference safety. Not a huge class, but definitely some upper tier players in terms of like our roster at least. Anybody transferring? I have a feeling we may see a couple players transfer. Maybe to maybe just like playing time stuff. We did have a good season, so maybe we won't have that many transfers. Wants playing time, this receiver. And he's a D+ junior. I'm really not too concerned. F- receiver, wants playing time, that's fine. Yeah, they're doing the work for me, man. I probably would have ended up maybe cutting those guys at some point. Okay. So cool. No real like big transfers. We're over the scholarship limit by 1. So we'll have to cut a couple players, which I want to do. I want to see if we can grab a couple transfers as well. So let's go position by position and just see. Yeah, like F-. Let's just cut as many guys as we can that won't we do need some more receivers. It's possible that some running backs could be shifted over to receiver. Or tight ends. So I'm going to keep all of our running backs and tight ends. We have a lot of offensive linemen. Sophomore D-. I can probably cut him. Yeah. We could probably shift these line, and then we're kind of under on the rest of these. We can shift these linebackers over to D-line if need be. But let's maybe stick with offensive line and see if there's anybody we can cut. Maybe this 64C player. We're gonna lose integrity? No. And then maybe one more. This D+ 68 overall freshman, or this C 68 overall. Probably this junior. Yeah. Nope, we can't do that. But let's actually keep this sophomore C on. just to see if they, because they're a year behind this guy. That's my thought. Nah, you know what? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. All right, cool. So we cut 3 players. Um, and that leaves us with 2 scholarships to play with. Which is probably about how many players we'd end up signing through the transfer portal or some post like off-season high school recruits potentially. Oh yeah. These big dogs, I don't care about the pro draft. We really don't have anybody involved in that, so all right, we have no players that we've put offers out to yet. I think we find like a handful of guys, handful of recruits that we're interested in, and just clear the board for them. Let's see. Let's continue these D potential guys, get them off here. Continue clearing out some of these C's. And I'll leave these on just in case, because these could be easy if none of the transfers we have pan out and, you know, we don't feel like we're going to be able to commit them. We could fill out our commits by just grabbing these like low-hanging fruit. There's a couple here where we have huge leads, and then this one we have a decent lead on. All right, all recruits. Let's pull up our transfer. That's doesn't seem to be. Let's actually update that. Okay. All right, so we know we're gonna have, so we have a bunch of players that could be interested in transferring. I think the most important thing here, let's take a look at our roster. So you have a couple of high potential quarterbacks, but obviously this dude Lee Stark had a pretty solid year, but we're not like committed to him in any way. He's a 72 overall player. It looks like we play like 3 or 4 deep with running backs, so we could probably use some new running backs. That would definitely help the team. Receiver, oh, we're absolutely short at receiver. We are absolutely short at receiver, and we have, yeah, we could use some receiver help big time. Tight end we could, but I'm not super concerned about it. Offensive line, we have enough players here, and a decent amount of incoming recruits too for offensive line. I feel like we could put together a decent offensive line this year without bringing in some more. Kicker we could probably use. Defensive line isn't in the worst shape. We have no incoming recruits though. I wouldn't mind a defensive lineman. Linebacker we could certainly use some. We have a couple recruits coming in, but our linebacker group is unimpressive, especially considering we're playing about 4 or 5 deep here. It's like rotation guys and stuff, so we could definitely use some linebackers. Linebacker and receiver. And possibly corner. Yeah. And safety. All right, so pretty much our whole defense, like defensive line to safety, I wouldn't mind pulling in a couple guys. Receiver, absolutely wouldn't mind pulling in a couple receivers as well. Considering we only have 2 scholarships to give out, I would like to probably focus on grabbing a couple receivers, but you know, whatever we feel like we can grab here. I'll leave quarterback on as well and running back. linebacker. I think that's how I'm going to order it here. Okay. Transfers here. All right. Do we have any? No, no 4 and 5 stars. So just 3, 2, 1s, which is totally fine. Let's look at our leader only there. Just check out maybe some high potential guys. So this safety could be interesting. I'm only pulling in freshmen as well, because those guys are going to end up turning into sophomores next year when they're on our roster. Can you sort by year? Yeah. Oh, that's great. Yes. Yes, let's do that. Okay. So then let's check leader only with contact points. We'll focus on pulling in some younger players here. Here's good safety. That's a nice receiver. Another nice safety, receiver. Couple more receivers. Couple corners. It's a quarterback. All right, considering we only have 2 scholarships to give out, I think I'm going to leave my list at that. What am I sorting by again? Right. Yeah, like the rest of these guys, like the 66 overall B linebacker, that's, we could use that, but at this point, I think let's just stick with that. We got to really just focus in on 16 on the board here. And I'll leave these guys on, like I said, just in case, but really want to focus on interest score points ahead here. And just really like try and take the lowest hanging fruit. Like this one, we're way higher on interest score than the rest of the teams that are in the race here. And so I'm just gonna throw pitches out down the line here. Disregarding position and all that, like whether it's high school or whatever, we're just shooting it down the line. Okay. And then let's jump to the next week. We're going to hold off on sending out scholarships until the last week, just so we can get a lay of the land and see where we sit amongst this group. So we have pretty solid leads. These guys. Let's do interest score leader, but then we'll look at contact points ahead. So like these two, keep pitching them big time. 73B receiver. Actually, let me go by. Let me still go by interest score points ahead, and we'll just watch the potentials as we scroll down here in overalls. Yeah, so 73, 71. Yep. I don't need to pitch that guy. We're way ahead on that. Way ahead of these ones, but we can just we can throw it on this 989 one just in case. Okay. Final week. And this is where we'll decide on scholarships that we're giving out. So interest score points ahead. All right, looks like potentially some NIL money is going to be thrown around this week, so we'll just keep an eye out for that. But I mean, we can really focus on we could focus on contact points ahead at this point and just see like it's like these two guys for sure. A couple of A overall guys, and we'll probably pitch them with a couple of ace pitches. We'll do this one. We'll do this one. 73B. Let's think about this here. I'm gonna probably pull this offer, actually. I shouldn't have sent out an ace on him, but 68B plus, but we got some 70 A's here. I'm probably gonna focus on 70, 70 and A. Let's focus on A potential guys. I feel pretty good that we'll get 2 of these 3. And then I'll just throw up a couple. Let's look at 70 overall actually as the minimum. We could throw the offer out to this B potential receiver. That's fine. How many, like, I don't think we need 2 safeties. So I think let's settle on one of these. I'll probably settle on this one because we have 72A minus on him. Boom, boom, boom. This one we have a 500 lead. So we'll get 2 of these 3 for sure. And those are a couple receivers, safety. And then maybe we'll throw a couple closer ones. Just in case. The 76 BQB would have been nice, but it's all good. Okay, let me just look one more time here at our safety position. We got a junior, sophomore, and then we have a pretty decent safety class coming in. So I'll probably only shoot for like 1 safety because I don't even know at 70 overall, you know, X potential, like, and we play with so few. I might focus on just receivers at this point. just because we're really short there. Just looking at receiver. It's really looking tough right now at receiver. I think we should just focus on sending out pitches to receivers here. Hold on though. Let me pull any of these safety offers. Like they could find playing time probably, but okay. Oh, interest. Actually points ahead for contact. Yep. So, and let's sort this by potential. Okay. This one's pretty close. Roughly 14-point difference. Sorted by overall, actually. This might be a little bit more interesting of a look. These ones we're definitely down on. I don't think we're winning those. 73B we'd probably win. The 71A minus will probably win. Actually, I'm changing my mind too much here, but let's let's sort it this way. I'm going to take this 65C plus out of here. I'm not going to extend an offer because we have some better options here. 73. Got the 68A as a little backup. Send out the pitches at least to our remaining guys here. These ones might be too far gone at this point. I think I prefer this guy over this guy. Just 5 overall points ahead and only, you know, a B to B plus difference. And then this can be our backup option. And we'll just, all of these guys I wouldn't mind having on, so we'll just throw all those on as just like a backup Hail Mary kind of thing. Okay. I wouldn't mind having either of these guys, so I'm just going to throw that offer out there just to be safe. I want to make sure that we nail these 2 scholarships here. Okay, here we go. Prayers up. Prayers up. Come on. 71A minus. 70B plus. Nice, baby. Let's go. Those 2 sophomores that will be starters for sure. Like, they're going to get big playing time, and they could turn into something a little bit better. Like, they might be like mid-70s by time we hit the field. So that's really huge. All right, we're having some of our stuff drop here. We have 19 mil to play with. Awesome. Coaching staff, let's pay it off. Only 3 mil. That's why it's really important not to like renegotiate your coaching contracts. You can always find something out there that's going to work for you with your coordinators. Don't overpay them just because you have to pay that at the end, and you really need to be focusing on spending it on your school. Let's get this to level 3. College life, how much will it cost to get there? Cover the maintenance, which is 8.5 mil. Whoa. We're still getting a pretty good bonus. I don't know that I want to use all 8 mil on that yet. Let's get this to level 3 for sure. Which gives us an F instead of an F minus, 25% chance for better boosters, and a coach experience gains. So all of these things, these 2 right here are super important early on because we need more chances at money, and we need experience for our coach to level up. And I think I'm gonna try and bump this to 4. Let's do that. Let's do that. So if we bump this to 4, And then we have 150K. I think I'm just gonna put that right in here. 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just put that on, tack it on. Now we have F plus in academics. Maybe we can pull in another booster with that. I know our college life has taken a dip here, but it's, you know, we're talking about S to A plus difference. It's not really like that's still going to be a positive for us when it comes to recruiting. And we, you know, our coach is a recruiter and is gaining recruiting points, so we're gonna let that rock. And whoa, look out! We've graduated out of the 1-star prestige ranking. Wow, that's huge. That's huge. Okay. That was a big year too. I feel really good about this team coming into the next season. We'll have to get a look at... Okay, no booster updates. That's okay. We'll have to get a look at the roster and everything once that's finalized, but I don't mind throwing some cupcake teams in the schedule here just because at the end of the day, we're not going to be pushing for like a national rank or anything right now, so we don't need to load up our schedule with big teams. So let's just get a couple 1-stars in here. Okay. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. I'm super excited for next season. I hope you guys are too. I hope you are learning something with this rebuild. We've already made steps. We've gone from 1 star to 2, so I'm excited. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.